the Task 2 study is a really interesting undertaking, and it's really there have been similar studies in the past, but this is really the first time where an assessment of the impacts of climate change on agriculture and natural systems is being undertaken hand in hand or in parallel with each other. Why this is so important and why the Mekong is the best place to do this is because the livelihoods of many of the communities in the Mekong countries, in Thailand, in Laos, in Cambodia and in Vietnam, they're all heavily dependent on natural resources for their livelihoods. And so the agricultural systems and the natural systems together complement and supplement each other in providing the livelihoods for these rural communities. And in places like Cambodia, that can be the vast majority of the population, but even in more developed areas such as the Mekong Delta in Vietnam, these natural resource dependencies of the economy is still very strong. And so an understanding of how the agricultural and the natural systems will respond to climate change and what those implications are for livelihoods is critical for the Mekong Basin, and has not really been done in the past. There have been studies that have looked at agricultural systems, and there have been studies that are looking at sort of in a small scale, in a community scale, one or two communities in a district, say, or in a commune, which look at the livelihood implications and how to respond. But to date, nothing has really been done to look at the whole basin and to try and step back a little bit and say, from a strategic point of view, how is this basin changing? Which areas of the basin were suitable for different kinds of crops, and which areas will be suitable in the future for those crops in terms of subsistence crops, in terms of commercial crops, and similarly for fisheries and for aquaculture and for the non-timber forest products that a lot of communities rely on from the remaining protected areas and forest systems.